superstars. Let me see. I guess I need to go up higher. Hold on. Hold on, because that's annoying. It ain't been like that, though. Hey, y'all. Hey. It's your girl, Shay Renee. And I want to welcome y'all back to my channel. Pig. I said, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, superstars. Eh, eh. Oh my God. So I didn't go live yesterday. Hey, everybody. I want to welcome y'all back to another video, okay? Back to another edition of Politicking Hour. You see? Yeah, this is when we politic. So shout out to that. Hold on. Oh, I got so much going on, child. Listen. This is just summertime vibes. It is what it is. Like, oh, I'm getting used to it. So shout out to that. I'm trying to get used to the kids being out of school. You know what I'm saying? So I can, like, I'm trying to get my filming schedule around their schedule and stuff like that. So y'all know what it is. It is what it is right now. Right now, it's giving all we got is the wee hours to file back on. You see? Mm, mm. So shout out to that. Right now, it's giving the wee hours. You see? Yes, for real, for real. So anyway, child, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. You see? It just is what it is. Because I said, Lord, I want both. You see? I want both. I want to work and I want to be a mom too. So shout out to that. You see? So God said, baby, the grind don't stop. Get up. Get on up. Get on the scene. Hey, do that gangster like James said. Get up. Get on up. Hey, get up. Get on up. You see? Yeah. So shout out to that, baby. I had to get up. Mm, mm. I'm just going to have to get up. So shout out to that. Child, it's politicking hour. Y'all know how it goes. This the hour we politic. You know, for y'all that don't know me, you see, and the ones that I don't know, we get to know each other. It just is what it is. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Okay, how you feel? You see, happy Tuesday, everybody. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't want to get used to wearing hats, right? But I love how quick it is. You see, I said, peep, I'm ready. You see? Oh, Lord, this hat feel equivalent to like putting some badass boots on. Because you be ready so fast. And that's kind of scary, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know, I'm growing my hair out. Growing my hair back out. It's in the weird stages. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Good morning, y'all. Andra, good morning to you. OG, Soul Taker. Hey, y'all. So my hair is growing out. It is what it is. It's in those very weird stages, and until it grow a little more, I'm not really interested in doing nothing to it. And I'm sure not interested in doing too much because it's the summertime, y'all. You know, like this is the time to rock my shortcut, even though I'm not rocking my shortcut like that. You know? So it is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. You know, let me tell you something. Y'all know my glasses, right? My glasses that I just had on. I loved my glasses. Like, it's only one person. You know, I'm not going to say one person, but really mainly. Y'all hit the like button. Mainly one person in this world, right? They can make me, you know, and that's my husband. You know what I'm saying? Because I be like, I don't care. Like, as long as I like it, right? I have to like it. And then that's it. After that, you see, like, it's going to be an uphill battle. I'm just saying it's going to be an uphill battle. But my baby told me he didn't like my glasses. You know what I'm saying? And it was like nothing I could do. Because normally, you know, a girl go to be like, bye. You see, you bumping. But where them dollars at? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I can't tell him that because he like, what? Go get him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, Lord. So, child, that's what happened to my little glasses I was feeling. You see my little my extra little razzle dazzle. And the thing is, I don't really know where to go cop me some more glasses at. I was online, not really giving, and like I know with glasses you really need to be at the store. You know what I'm saying? You need to be trying them on, making sure they fit your face right. They got people at the store, ready to sell you glasses. That's what they do every day on the regular. You see? So like, long story short, I need to go find me some glasses, some more. If and when I decide to do that, because my honey told me he didn't like my glasses, I was like, ugh, why? You see? And then what took you so long? Child, that's another story for another day. So anyway, shout out to everybody who gonna come through, who coming through. I like it like that. You see, we getting into this Diddy trial. And let me just say, I was reading somewhere recently where somebody was saying that I either read it or I heard it. Somebody was saying that like trial watchers, they be slowing down. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell y'all, I am not gonna slow down. Even though I could see how it gets a little boring, like I can see that. I can see that. But I'm still not gonna quit watching, y'all. So shout out to that. I'm not gonna quit watching it and I'm not gonna quit reporting on it, okay? Period. So y'all got me. You see, I don't know what everybody else gonna do. I mean, it just is what it is. If y'all get tired, take a break. You see, yeah, it's kind of like a treadmill. I say you gotta stop sometimes. Yeah, you just gonna have to stop sometimes. Woo! Speaking of a treadmill, child, I was back to working out yesterday. You see, back to working out. Shout out to that. Back on my grind. You see, after a 2 weeks off. Listen, let me tell you something. When you work out, 2 weeks is a long time off. Okay? It just is what it is. Yes, 2 weeks is a long time, Miss Pressa Girl. And Lord knows I didn't try to take that long. I didn't. I needed a week. You see? I just needed a week. And then Mother Nature, you see, a child, a girl that rode up on her high horse. Yeah, making it rain. You see, like they say on the song, she make it rain on them who. Child, Mother Nature then rained out the city. So I said, nah, I'm not finna do that. You see, I'm not, you see, I'm just not part of I'm not part of Slip and Slide Records or nothing like that, you see. Shout out to that. Baby, I said, I'm not, no, okay. I thought about it, because I always do, you know what I'm saying? Because it be dry just a little bit. It be dry just a little bit. I said, but y'all know, I'm not finna do no puddles, no, 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 none of it. You see, because I don't want to hurt myself. I have hurt myself before. And like them injuries, they not fun. They not. Shoot, I done hurt my legs before, you see? Trying to, be a jogger or whatnot. You see? And so, child, nah. So I had to take 2 weeks off. And like, child, listen, getting back in the, it is what it is. I did that though. I did that yesterday. So shout out to that. Trying to get back into the swing of things, you see. And I was supposed to go this morning. I told myself I was going to go this morning, but I changed my mind. Shout out to that. Because, like, for whatever reason yesterday, like, my side was hurting real bad. After I worked out, which I expected it. Honestly, after 2 weeks, it is what it is. I expected my body to do a little hurting. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going today. I'll go be back out there tomorrow. Okay, so shout out to that. Miss Preston Curl got up and got up on all 10. You see? That's what I did. Y'all hit the like button and hold on. Because, like, one thing about me, y'all know y'all gonna have to hold on. Like, I listen. I don't be trying it. Or do I? No, I'm just playing. It's not on purpose, though. I said it's just not on purpose. But for some reason, child, Miss Preston Curl don't got I ain't got my stuff on my lips. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be annoying, child. But I got something in here, so I guess I'll just roll with it. You see? Child, I guess I'll just roll with it. But anyway, child, listen, poop stars, we gonna be diving. You see? Unlike the scuba people. We diving into Diddy's trial, okay? And let's see. We usually talk atmosphere. Now let me tell you something. Something was going on with me yesterday. I was kind of distracted, I would say. Mm-hmm. But I still got all the information that I feel like we needed. But I was kind of distracted. Like, for instance, I didn't get clarification who was in court. I know I always like to tell y'all who in court, you know what I'm saying, who was there, who wasn't there. And I don't know if Diddy's sons was in the building yesterday. I don't know. I just don't know. But they said Diddy was happy in court yesterday, which, yeah, I would assume. I would absolutely assume. Like, listen, I don't want to, like, listen, you see? I don't want to do a false start or nothing like that. Y'all know when the, you know, track and field, when they, you see, they say, before the signals to go, and they be like, girl, go back. You see, you got to go back. I don't want to do a false, false start on it, but I will just say, y'all, for real, I told y'all, is it time for us to pack it up? Because once Donald Trump said something about that pardon, I was like, are you serious, Miss Preston Curl? I mean, just listen. I said, ooh, child, Donald Trump, Diddy, all of them, they trying to knock the Mario coins out of the federal folks, aren't they? I said, ooh, woo. If Diddy get a pardon, he gonna make history. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, that's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. How do y'all feel about Diddy getting a pardon? See, all these people keep saying, Puff gonna walk free, Puff gonna walk free. And now I'm like, you know what? Y'all might got a point. It just is what it is. Y'all might got a point now, you see? Yeah, like a number 2 pencil, child. So shout out to that. Anyway. So yeah, that's a lot. You see, that's just a lot to stomach. Yeah, like a meal. That's gonna be a lot to stomach if Diddy get out on pardon. It's like, what? Take the what? Woo! Child. Now I know 50 Cent said, y'all know 50 Cent. With 50 Cent, I don't never know if he trolling or he being for real. Seems like he's being for real though, because, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like ain't that much trolling in the world, but y'all know he said, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Period. Like, you see? Like. Tap that, you see? And then if you haven't already subscribed. But listen, child, when it comes to 50 Cent, you just don't know. But he said it. He said he ain't trying to see Diddy get a pardon. And he already dropping videos, like he found a little video clip. Y'all know the internet gonna do it. The internet don't forget nothing. That's one thing about this all handy dandy accessory accessoral, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This huge data sheet. I mean, it just is what it is, child. The internet don't forget nothing. So he went and found a video of Diddy basically talking down on Trump. I said, ooh, eek, you know. But at the end of the day, Trump is about $1, honey boo boo. I don't really think that's gonna stop nothing. You see. Plus, I don't feel like Trump is stupid either. I feel like he know that. He know that. But Trump also know money. So we're gonna have to see. You see, it just is what it is. Cause I just feel like Trump is somewhere like Offset. You see, he's trying to recoup and regroup. It just is what it is. Trump trying to, y'all know what Trump gonna do. He gonna chase that bag, okay? It just is what it is. If y'all thought it stopped at the tower, okay, inserts the Shannon Sharp meme. It just didn't, you see? It just did, Miss Pressing Curl, okay? He about his money. First, you see? Yeah, so shout out to that. Now, anyway, so court started off with the same lady, okay, Mia, who we all know now is allegedly a lady by the name of Sarah, okay? But, you know, Miss Pressing Curl came out there under a fake name. So she's going by Mia, and court started, well, I started taking notes with them talking about 5 months after Kim Porter's passing, she was still reaching out to Diddy, okay? So the defense, you know, y'all know I've been saying they've been scraping and then scrambling in court because they have. You see, they ain't been giving us what we need. It just is what it is. They haven't been giving us what we need. But at the same time, I think they've been playing it smart. Like real trying to be smart. You see, because one thing about it, like, you can't press too hard on these people who have been victimized, okay? They up there telling a story about being victimized. You just can't, you can't press them too hard. You know, you cannot. It will look bad on you. You know what I'm saying? It will look bad on you, on your team. It won't look good with the jury, okay? And like you can just, everything can crumble. You see, playing with them people like that. So you can't do that. It's certain ways that you got to do, you know? But at the same time, it's just been a prosecution show, okay, up until now. You know, one thing about court, for all of us that's used to seeing it, you used to seeing a showdown. You know, it just is what it is. A whole lot of back and forth, you know? Like tennis or whatnot. So, yeah, it's just crazy. You know, it's just crazy, you know, to see how things have been going with Diddy's court, Diddy's trial, because his people, like, I don't know. You see, they look like they in there getting paid to kind of play, you know, like play. It just is what it is. But I already told y'all how I feel about it too. I think, honestly, you know, his team have a plan, you know, and like I said, you know what I'm saying, I guess it's not to push, you know what I'm saying, too hard with these people. It just is what it is. And so yesterday, though, they started coming on with it. You know, it just is what it is. He started applying pressure, okay, to the witness that was up there. He was. Because they are saying they flat out don't believe this witness. And now I'm seeing why, okay? First of all, she said that she sent Diddy a text message saying, I had a nightmare that I was being whatever. I don't know. Something about R. Kelly in an elevator and you saved me. I said, girl, what? I said, now take the what and leave the what. Like, yeah, okay. points were made. You know, like I see what the prosecutor is talking about. This girl was just texting Diddy and on Diddy's line for any and everything, honestly. You know what I'm saying? After she wasn't working with him no more, you know? Also, another thing that she did that was kind of, you know what I'm saying, faulty, kind of salty, if you will, and weird. She waited 6 months after meeting with the prosecution to say that Diddy essayed her, you know. And you know, before I slept on it, I was honestly like, girl, you know what I'm saying? That looks like a lie. You see, Craig, you look like you're lying now. But once I slept on it, I thought about it. I said, you know what? It's possible. It's just possible. You know, this lady said that she felt like she didn't want to tell nobody. She said she was going to take it to the grave with her. And like some people do decide on them. So, you know, like in real life, we do know that some people do make them type of decisions. And so I don't know. I just feel like it's possible. You see? But I will say his lawyers, right? They did a good job of making her seem like a liar. You know, it just is what it is. They did. They did a good job of making her seem like a liar. You know, they was like, okay, now that Cassie then got some money. You see, now, you know, you want to say that something didn't happen to you. And that's how they was playing it. Period. And I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? They starting to fight back. You see? Diddy finally starting to see where his coins is going. Okay? It just is what it is. They finally turning up the heat in the kitchen a little bit. Okay? And honestly, we should have saw it coming because they was kind of raising hell in court on Friday. You know, like, they got at the prosecution. You know, they told the judge to get at the prosecution because they like, listen, they have been taking all the time on the stand and they making promises. They writing checks, you see, that they ain't gonna be able to cash no more. Mm. Y'all got these people thinking that they can that they can meet up with such and such, you know what I'm saying? Like they can meet up with the cable people. Yeah. Like you gonna be there at your house to get your cable cut off. You're not. You see, I said you're not, Miss Preston Girl. It just is what it is. So like they was making it clear on Friday that like, don't let this witness think that she gonna rush up out of here, cause she not. And like, that's kind of what he gave yesterday. It just is what it is. Charlie gave. You see, it gave kind of boring. It did. And I said, okay, now this is when they were saying, you know, that eventually in the middle of the trial, people be falling off. You know what I'm saying? It get kind of boring and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. Cause yesterday gave boring a little bit, child. I gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? And that's because Diddy's defense team had it in their mind that this lady named Mia was gonna really have to testify. You see? Yeah. Yeah, they like, come on. Like the Kanye West song. Come on in this spot looking extra fly. You see? Yeah. It's time to testify. So, like, they was making sure she was ready, okay? They was checking her pulse yesterday up in there, okay? Just left it right. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Like, but it was just like a whole lot of, when I say a whole lot of, I mean it. You see? It was a lot of questioning, you know? To me, pointless. I mean, it just is what it is. But like I said, they was trying to make a point. And their point was they didn't believe her. They didn't believe her. They wanted to make her out to be a liar, if you ask me. They wanted to make her come off like somebody that wanted Cassie's spot. You know, almost like if Diddy wanted you for real, he could have had you for real type ish. You know, like that's what they was saying, okay, in court. You know, like you was too friendly. You see? Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, okay? Why didn't Diddy what? Because they said he was happy in court yesterday. Um, mm, the lawyers don't seem to be scraping and scrambling no more. They didn't found them, you see, somebody that they can pick on. They was allegedly picking on the girl in court yesterday. It just is what it is. Like they was standing on business, standing on Miss Pressure Girl head. It just is what it is because they flat out said they don't believe her. You know, like one of the lawyers flat out said they think she's acting. I'm like, no, why you think that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Oh, these people be digging. Maybe she been taking acting classes or something. Uh, for real. But they was just like they one of the ones. She the first one that they just flat out said, "Listen, you sound like you're lying." You see. Now I will say this though. Shout out to Armand and shout out to his channel. Who has been doing the damn thing, giving us updates because he has actually been in the courtroom, okay, reporting on this. So shout out to him. Now he said though that he believes this lady. He said he believes this lady as far as like and shout out to Colbian, all right? Shout out to Colbian Jr. who want to shout out this morning. Shout out to you, okay, for jumping in my comments, all right? All right. So shout out to that. That's like MVP stuff. But yeah, Armand was basically saying that like he believes her. He believes her about the he threw a computer at her head, and you know, like he believes her as far as like the stuff that he was doing to her as an assistant, you know, like on an assistant, you know what I'm saying, vibe. But I don't think he necessarily believes the essay accusations. You know, honestly, I wasn't there. Honestly, I wasn't there. So I can't really say if I believe this witness or not. You know? I can't. And I can't say if she testified to the point where I do absolutely believe that she was essayed by Diddy. Okay? I gotta keep it real on that. I just gotta keep it real on that. I can't say that. But what I will say is I just feel like anytime you have women working with men, it's possible. You know, I just feel like it's possible. You know, it just is what it is. I feel like, if you are attractive looking, you know, that it's possible that, you know, your male boss just might try you, you know, on any given day. We talking about Diddy. So shout out to that. Y'all know I come out here and this is politicking out. If it's like early in the morning like this, supposed to be a little earlier, child. But like that's another story for another day. I gotta go to sleep. It is what it is. I have got to go to sleep. I gotta get used to waking up real early and coming on here with y'all. It's the honest to God truth. You know what I'm saying? I be making jokes. Ooh, child, it's not funny, you see. But I be making jokes. Honestly, you know, being a content creator takes work. It is what it is, y'all. It takes work. Like Nipsey said, dedication. So shout out to that. It's gonna take hard work and dedication, y'all. That ish ain't gonna fall out the sky for you. You know, it just is what it is. It's almost like, my bad, excuse me. It's almost like it really does. It becomes your life. For real. It becomes your life. For real, you be having to fight for it. So you gotta fight for your motherfucking life after you become a content creator. And when I say your life, I mean off camera. So shout out to that. Cause on camera, you be having to be on there. Yeah, see, it just is what it is, Miss Presser Curry. You're gonna have to be. It take a lot of work. It do, y'all. It takes so much work. You see. Work. Y'all knew it was coming. Ha! So shout out to that. And for you, I got la. Period. So like I'm up here doing what I need to do. It just is what it is. But like, yeah, I be having to fight for my life. Okay. So shout out to that. And for real, and shout out to all the bloggers too, because like when I first started blogging, I was like, I see why people be having people help them. It's just like, blogging takes hard work and dedication, for real. Depending on what type of blog you want to be, what type of blogger you want to be. See, I had to realize right quick, like, what type of blogger I want to be. You see? First, you got to establish that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, these bigger blogs that post a lot, I was thinking to myself, they cannot have a life. You know? You just can't have a life. I said, you just ain't going to have a life, you see? It just is what it is. Like, bloggers, I'm talking about real deal bloggers. You know what I'm saying? Them big blogs. Now they probably got something in position. But I mean in the beginning, like you just can't have no life. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about being online. And that's one thing that I don't really like about being online, honestly. Online is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Demanding. There it is. Shout out to that. It requires a lot of your time. I don't know what else to tell you. It just is what it is. A lot of time. So shout out to that. And shout out to my blog, y'all, on Instagram. It's my comment section. Y'all make sure y'all follow it, okay? Because I do blog, and I usually blog daily. Now, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get my foot in a little bit, if you will. You know, I'm starting to like, and I hate when I say stuff like this. Because the minute I say it, then things will start getting weird for me. And I hate that. But at the end of the day, I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? And it's a process, you know. But at the end of the day, I used to run myself raggedy. Right, between blogging and content creating and my regular life. It was crazy, you see. But now, you know what I'm saying, I got a little bit more control. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I tell y'all, like, life is like riding a bull sometimes. Like, shit get shaky. You done fell off. You see, I mean, the bull just taking you for a ride. You know, you see, you know how the cowboys just be on the ground. It's so funny. I'm from Texas. Shout out to all the bull riders, but I mean, baby, yeah. They be on the ground. You see, they be on the ground. And like that's how life is, you see. But like lately, I've been holding on. Okay, period. I've been, you know what I'm saying, riding it, motherfucker. You see. So it is what it is. Shout out to that. I do blog daily, y'all. You know what I'm saying. For the most part. But lately, you know, I've been giving myself permission to touch grass. It just is what it is. Yeah, shout out to that. Because, you know, I'm absolutely realizing that I can't be online morning, noon, and night. You see, I can't. I just, believe me when I say I ain't going to be able to do it, Miss Preston Curl. You see? So shout out to that. Okay. So shout out to everybody who, you know, is dedicated, but at the same time, touching grass. You know, it just is what it is. Cause I listen, I do got other things to do. So shout out to that. And like I said, I got a little inside joke that I like to say, but I won't share it with y'all because, like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, offend nobody or hurt nobody's feelings. But, like, yeah, it's, you see, but when you got dreams and you got goals and stuff like that, right? You got to get up on your grind. It just is what it is. You're going to have to. Like the song say, you got to get up off your rump. You see, we in this game. All of us trying to make it. So, shout out to that. Now, anyway, back to the Diddy trial. That's kind of slowing down. You know, it just is what it is. If you ask me, I want to say that again. If you ask me, you see, shout out to that, Shay Renee. I'm going to tell y'all, truth be told, I feel like the lawyers got a little, you see, yeah. I was like somebody that's, you know, been broke and now they got a little money, or somebody that's stepping out to the club, you know, feel like they dripping, got a little pep to their step, if you ask me. It's just me. That's my personal thoughts and my personal opinion. I feel like the attorneys is starting to turn up a notch. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, truthfully, I don't know. I think it's the little Donald Trump shout out they just got. Shout out to that. I could be wrong, you know, but that's just me, you know. I feel like at first it was, you know, it was shaky. You see, yeah, they was all over the ground, all of them, all 10 of them. You see, just like the bull riders, they was some dusties up in court. You see, but now it's giving they on the bull. Now it's giving they on the bull. Okay, so shout out to that. They learning to ride. They didn't finally start rolling. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. His trial going by fast. At first, everybody was talking about like this gonna be long, 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 baby. It's going. You see, going. You know what I'm saying? Kind of reminds me of the soap opera. As the world turns, yeah. Shout out to them. It just is what it is. Like Diddy stuff is rolling. It's got 4 more weeks left, and you know, by the looks of things, people starting to wonder when the defense gonna bring their people out. Who gonna testify for Diddy? If I had to guess, I don't know. I kept thinking that his security is going to get immunity. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know. Because they might be testifying for, you know, the defense on Diddy's side. I don't know, though. We just going to have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Co-defendants. I don't know why that ain't coming up either. I guess, like, is there... I don't know. I told y'all when I was a young lady, I mean a little girl, I used to love court. You know what I'm saying? I used to love court TV, the shows, all of it. You see Miss Press Curl? But like, I don't understand the whole co-defendant thing and how that's gonna work. Ooh, my stomach. Hold on. Now, we do got some exciting news though, okay? Like I said, court was boring as hell yesterday, okay? And the defense, they just decided that they was gonna question the hell out of this lady. You know what I'm saying? To the point where like they was even discussing like, are y'all the prosecutors was kind of discussing like, okay, y'all starting to beat up on this witness a little bit, like to the point where they even used the word harassing. That was new to me. I ain't never ever heard about a defense team harassing somebody on the stand. So that was crazy. But yeah, they had it in their mind that this lady's gonna be on the stand all day yesterday, and she was. And let me just tell y'all, everybody over at the courts, you see, it's your girl Shay Renee. Hey, hi, hello. And I want to welcome y'all to my channel. But truth be told, I was bored with y'all yesterday. You see, I was. Ooh, my stomach. It's giving me a hard time. But I was bored with y'all. Okay. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know if y'all gonna start out slow and then speed it up today. But like, yeah, I want y'all to show me what you got. Y'all legit what? You see? But I was bored. Court was absolutely bored yesterday. So you see, when they said they was letting everybody go, I was happy. Child, I was happy. I was happy and then for real, okay? It is what it is. But oh yes, y'all hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Like I don't care. You see? Y'all know I'm Kenta Genuine. I'm not doing this for nothing, okay? So shout out to that. Y'all know I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like button. Shout out to that. I do it for a solid like. Period. Now, when the time comes for y'all to send me them cash apps, I'll let y'all know, okay? But right now, hit the like button. It's free, okay? And subscribe if you haven't already, because my channel is the place to be, okay? So shout out to that, because y'all know I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea, okay? Yeah, I chase it down, so you ain't got to, okay? So shout out to that. Now, anyway, child, the exciting news, okay, for real, is that they do have somebody coming on the stand that, well, I don't know how, depending on who you ask, it's exciting to me. Cause I'm like, oh, okay, Miss Preston Curl coming with some tea. But now the truth of the matter is they got somebody that's gonna be testifying under Jane coming up, y'all. And she allegedly gonna be on the stand for a long time. Okay? They letting it be known, letting it be understood. Like off the rip. All right, and it's gonna be interesting to see who this is, what she got to say. Like, is she you know, a foreigner? Does she live overseas? Is she just living overseas? You know, like so many questions. It is what it is. Because they also said that Miss Pressica will be riding in on an international flight, okay? And they saying, you know, she gonna be there for a while. Now, whoever she is, she might be here as early as Wednesday, okay? But we can expect for there to be a witness that's gonna be on the stand for a long time, okay? It just is what it is. A long time. I said, okay. So, child, I hope she coming with some, you know, some realty. She gonna be there for a long time like that. It just is what it is. She's gonna be there for some days, they say. Maybe a full week. But yeah, outside of that, yesterday was a whole lot of aimless questioning. That's what I wrote down. Oh, and y'all know at the end of the live, after we talk everything that happened in court, what's going on, for real, I give y'all my final thoughts, okay? So y'all stay with me. Y'all stay with me for that. A whole lot of aimless questioning in the courtroom yesterday. And like I said, from people's perspective that was in the courtroom, you know what I'm saying? At least one person that was in the courtroom, they was basically saying, like, they don't necessarily believe her as far as the essay goes. You know, they feel like at some point the testimony got shaky. Garbage culprit. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. That is so sweet. Y'all are just so sweet sometimes, for real. So shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button too. Yeah, a lot of people feel like she was lying. Like you was doing really, really good up until the point you started saying that, you know. And you know what makes it sad and bad for her a little bit, I would say just a little bit, is she never told nobody, you know what I'm saying? Which can happen though. You know, it can happen, anything can happen, you know? But, you know, like that's why they was able to do her like that. You never told nobody. You never wrote it down. You never tried to confront Diddy. You know, she even said at one point Diddy was telling her that, like, he'll tell Cassie. And, you know, the defense, he jumped fly. He said, and you never said, come on, let's do it. Let's tell everybody, you know. And I, you know, just, you know, points were made. But I have something to say to that. But, you know, some people just feel like eventually, you know, she started to lie, okay? It just is what it is. Some people even feel like it could have really, something could have really happened between Diddy and this woman, but it might have been consensual. But long story short, the defense was dragging it out in court for me today. They was dragging it and dragging her. You know, and at the end of the day, to me, they wanted to create some type of doubt in Miss Preston Curl's story. It just is what it is. And they did. To me, you know, they did. Because, like, a lot of people, like I said, they don't know if they believe her or not. So, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Baby, let me tell you something. Whoop, there it is, child. Just like the song said. Now, they was like, bye. You see, after that, it was like, bye, Miss Preston Girl. So, you know, then here come the other people, the prosecution trying to you know, just like get her story retold, everything, all the points that they wanted her to make, you know what I'm saying, back in front of the jury. Then next came Sylvia Oken, y'all, and she testified. She was this lady was into hotels. No, I'm sorry, hospitality. Yeah, shout out to that. Y'all know I like hospitality. That's my thing too. That was my thing. So shout out to that. Back in college, yeah, that's what I wanted to get into too. So anyway, Sylvia Oken. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because then this is my bad. This is where my notes started getting all over the place. But anyway, She was a director, okay, over sales and marketing. So shout out to old Sylvia, you see, Miss Oaken. And court ended with her on the stand yesterday, and she barely said anything. She barely said anything. So I don't know if I can't even remember if she was done or not. I can't remember. But it seemed like they wasn't gonna question her long like that. She don't have really much to say. Like I said, she's a director over sales and marketing. Okay, and like hospitality is her thing. Mm. Shout out to her and shout out to that. Miss Preston Curl likes to work at these high-end places, okay? She does. And so she testified basically how it works being a celebrity, and she spoke to the fact that like celebrities can um book reservations under aliases, okay? So I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, I feel like you find out something new every day, Like, but I didn't know that. Like I said, I remember back when I was in college, they had took us to this bungalow, and it was for a field trip, and it was my very first time being in exposed to a villa. You know what I'm saying, if you will. And they was just making it seem like that's what celebrities do, like they'll get a villa, and so like that's like way more discreet. They be small, really nice though, like really nice, and hella expensive. Okay, like the ones they took us to, they was probably like 4,000. I cannot remember, y'all. I cannot remember. But I do remember them being hella expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like overly priced to me. Expensive. It just is what it is. And so villas are like way discreet. You know what I'm saying? Like they're way more discreet than hotels. So I thought, that's probably what celebrities do. At least that's what they had us thinking. But like no. According to Sylvia, sometimes they get a room under an alias. It just is what it is. So you can come up there talking about it's some Diddy here, Diddy here, Diddy here all day, and like nah, they not gonna, they'll never say that. They'll never say that. It will never be that. So she testified to Diddy basically having accounts under his alias names at different hotels, by the way, too, because like I said, Miss Preston Curl, she does, like, they named at least 3 different high-end hotels that she services, okay, and she works at. So she testified that Diddy would y'all make sure I hit the like button. Diddy would make reservations sometimes under aliases. You know what I'm saying? Mainly Frank Black. Okay, that keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up. So y'all know they want us to know that Diddy was using Frank Black when he was going to these hotels, okay? And in particular, she spoke on the Beverly Hills Bel Air. Oh, I looked it up. Y'all know I looked it up. Oh, it was nice. Now, first of all, I wonder if that's the one that Whitney passed away in. That made me sad. Y'all know that made me sad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, Diddy? Why is you staying there, Miss Preston Curl? It just is what it is. But then I was like, the way they said it, I think there might be more, but I could be wrong. Y'all know I don't know. You know what I'm saying? One day. Hopefully, one day. You see? Yeah, so shout out to that. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day, Lord willing, he want to see Miss Preston Curl in the Beverly Hills. So shout out to that. But anyway, this one was the Bel Air, and like I looked it up. Oh, it was nice. Yeah, go on, meet me at the London. Like the song said, like, And speaking of the London Hotel, I think Diddy and Cassie used to stay there too. So I was looking that one up too. Nice. You see? Real nice. But not as nice as this one right here though. This one right here was nice. Okay? I mean, for real, Miss Persecure, like, it was cute. You see, like, real cute. And I can't lie, you know, it gave Whitney Houston a little bit, because y'all know they had pictures of Whitney Houston's room, and like the restroom reminded me of her suite or whatever. But y'all know they got different ones and all of that. And I just was scrolling around, baby, scrolling around and rolling around in folks' hotel. Yeah, like I was coming to say, it's nice though, real nice. But anyway, he would use Frank Black when he was there, and he would also use his company card. Okay, you see, for everybody that keep asking about the Rico, where's the Rico? Where's the Rico? Where's the Rico? Child, listen, they trying to show it. You know, they trying to show it. You see, she said that Diddy will use his company card for this particular room stay. Okay, you can't do that. You know, like, not for your personal, you know, your personal stuff. See, yeah, because what Diddy was doing in the rooms was real personal. You see, that's what these people are trying to prove. You know, allegedly, according to these people, that's what they trying to prove. He would use his company card, and he would damage the hotel. Okay, y'all know he was gonna do that. And he would, you know, he would be charged for it too. They would show it would say $500. We charged him, which was cheap. Ooh, that was cheaper for the law. Like, you know, whatever. I feel like that's why he liked it there, or something. I'm like, well, how big was the oil stain? You know, like, not that big. It must wasn't on no couch. What did he stain? You see. But they did. She made a note. Child, these people was ready. Some drapes. He stained some drapes at one particular time for sure. But anyway, I'm like, what the hell he had them people doing with the drapes? You see, swinging and dangling, did he? But anyway, $500. $500. He got charged for some oil. $300 to go run and get Miss Pressy Curl some candles. I said, okay. See, a lot of people don't even know. Child, the hotel people are gonna run and get your candles, I guess. At least at the Beverly Hills they will. But this lady is hotel gold. You know, if you ask me. Yeah, she is. Cause she been around the world and yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's what she was testifying to yesterday. So she, like I said, she wasn't on the stand long. She barely got anything out, and they was like, bye. You know, it just is what it is. Send the jurors home. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. It just is what it is. Yeah. It's almost like they rushed out of court. They took forever with this one lady on the stand till they couldn't stand her no more. Yeah, they had her on the stand till they couldn't stand it no more. You see. And then they called up this one lady for a few minutes, and then she was gone. So I'm assuming that she'll be back up there yesterday. Because, you know, the last thing that she said that we could take away from her testimony is, you know, that Cassie will be on the reservation too, you know, as an accompanied guest. Okay. So yeah. Miss Pressica testified to Cassie and Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Having a couple of Beverly Hills stay. You see, it just is what it is, okay? And that sometimes things would be damaged. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things will be damaged. And sometimes, you know, we might have to run out and go get some candles, you see? All white, by the way. She didn't say that. I did. Or you know, the last person did. It just is what it is. You had to have white candles, okay? Now, uh, the points I want to make, okay, about court. This is my thing. See, Diddy's lawyers, sometimes they seem like they grasping at straws because sometimes they act like they don't have common sense. You follow me? Like common sense. Common sense. It just ain't so common, you see. It's just not so common. Because sometimes you could think somebody should know something and they don't. Okay? It just is what it is. Like, but still, for real, a lot of the stuff they be doing seem like they just throwing shit at the walls. You see, like I said, I mean, just wasting his money at the end of the day. That's what it be giving to me. Because they act like they don't be aware of certain things. Like, for instance, is his attorneys not aware that people, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button, okay? And don't forget to comment. Y'all let me know what y'all think about some of this stuff that's going on and even some of the stuff that I'm saying. But anyway, his attorneys act like I thought it's common sense that like sometimes people go back to their abusers, right? Like it's common knowledge that sometimes people fight on each other. Sometimes people just get hit only. They don't fight back. And they go back. Go right back in the house. You see? And stay. Okay. And they live to see another day. Just to squabble up again. You see? Like, we do know that, right? It's common knowledge that people can be in abusive relationships and go back, right? We know that, right? Okay. Shout out to that. Just making sure. Because Diddy's attorneys act like they don't know that. Even though, I will say this though, even though she wasn't his girlfriend, she was still in an abusive relationship with him. Like an abusive boss, employee relationship. It just is what it is. People abuse their position sometimes. Like, I thought that was common knowledge. I did. I thought it was common knowledge that sometimes people, bosses, get out of line. It just is what it is. Be out of line. Get out of line. Be out of line. However you want to slice it and dice it, you see. But the attorneys sitting there acting like they don't know that. And that's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the witness. Let me speak on the witness. She was annoying. You know, at the end of the day, she was. She was annoying to me. She was annoying for me. Because to me, she act like but I will say this. I get it. Because I've been there. It has been times that I didn't necessarily know how to articulate myself. And the truth of the matter is, I wish this lady would have tried harder. That's the notes that I wrote for this witness, okay? Because they kept saying, well, why you didn't leave? Why you didn't leave? Why you didn't tell nobody? Why you never documented it? Why you never confronted Diddy? You know? And she just was awesome. I was brainwashed. Girl, brainwashed? That's what you want to... Okay. You see? It just is what it is. You see? Like, I have not looked up brainwash, because one thing about me, I like to know the meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have a theory of what I think it means in my head, but I be wanting to look up the meaning. Child. And evidently this lady done looked up the meaning just recently. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to go with that. You see? That sounds about right. You see? That's what I was doing. Those are my symptoms, okay? It just is what it is. She felt like she was brainwashed. I'm like, ugh, girl, out of all the things you could have said, why not say you was weak? I was weak. I was weak. I was desperate. Call me foolish. You see, like Ashanti. I was stupid. you know, just flat out, I was dumb. That's why. You know, I don't know what I was thinking. You know. Child, I would have hit him with the mule. It is what it is. I would tell him everything. You see, everything. She wasn't ready. And I cannot fault her. I have to put some of that blame on the prosecution too, because they supposed to help her with that. Mm, mm. I believe they are. But this brainwash, I wasn't here for that, y'all. I wasn't. Out of everything she could have said, you see, because the truth of the matter is, we know what it is. Most victims be weak. They be vulnerable. I would say a lot of people around Diddy was desperate. Okay, yeah, that's a huge one. They were desperate. You know, to me, they was desperate. Desperate to be involved, desperate to be around, desperate to keep their lifestyle, desperate to keep their positions, you know? It just is what it is. It seems like a lot of the things that they did were acts of desperation. Okay, it just is what it is. To remind you, Diddy used to promise this lady stuff from time to time. Yeah, shout out to that. So let's talk about it. Like they would have conversations according to her. You know, they would talk about goals and aspirations and stuff like that. Now she said Diddy would take her ideas. Girl, I don't know why the hell you kept giving them to him then. You know, but like this lady was looking for Diddy to be her knight in shining armor, if you ask me. Shoot, it just is what it is. Like, to me, to me, she was looking for Diddy to take her a certain, you know, she was looking for Diddy to take her to a certain destination before she fall off. You know, if you just get me here, you see, then, you know, I'll be all right. It just is what it is, you know. Like, to me, in my most honest, humble opinion, this lady never left from around Diddy. Uh, to me, because it's obvious that she wanted something. Shit, I mean, it just is what it is. She wanted something. Diddy told her that they would be doing um some type of TV show. Okay? She wanted to do a TV show. Diddy wanted to do a TV show. He promised her that they will. He even had, like, you know, people, I can't explain it, but he pitched it, allegedly. You know, and had her thinking that it possibly was gonna be, like, come into fruition, like it was gonna happen, right? Through ABC or something like that. But then eventually he didn't want to do it no more, according to her. Now I heard somebody else say something about, like, she was working on a documentary or something. But then Diddy didn't give her no credit on that, or something happened where he ended up going a different route, you know, and she didn't work on it, but it still came out on Netflix, you know. So a lot of people feel like business. You see, this lady wanted to stick around Diddy because he was a hell of a contact, and people act like, not people, the attorneys, to me, they act like they don't understand that, or I'll take it a step further. They want to show flaw. you know, in the victims, you know, by just saying, you know what, damn it, I was desperate. You know what I'm saying? I had came from nothing. You know, he gave me looks. I mean, great looks and great opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just, I wanted that. I wanted that. You know, I wanted it so much that like everything that he was doing, I just sacrificed myself for it. I didn't, you know, like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I just couldn't, you know, because the truth of the matter is, man, people put themselves in messed up situations all the time. Or some people find themselves in messed up situations all the time. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Regular people, you know what I'm saying? Just regular people get treated wrong, get violated on their jobs every day. You see, every day. So like this Diddy stuff is nothing different to me. I just I can imagine like how can I put it? How can I put it? I can just imagine that like the people that work for Diddy have a higher percentage, right? Of like, well, no, not percentage. That's not the word I'm looking for. But like this is how I will put it. Somebody working for Diddy is probably gonna get cursed out way more than somebody that's running around getting dressed right now to go flip some burgers. You see? Yeah. You know, like in other words, when people feel like you're in a once in a million type of position, I just feel like they probably talk to you way like we probably get talked to way more crazier, you know, than just your average regular worker. You know, I'm sure they get talked to bad. You know what I'm saying? That's why ultimately, let me tell you something. I had my own personal assistant business for a little while. It wasn't long. I didn't give it long. Honestly, COVID came about. And so then I switched lanes or whatnot. I switched it up. But the truth of the matter is now I really wouldn't want to be nobody's personal assistant. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Hold on, let me just say this. I could do it. I could do it, right? But for the right person. You know what I'm saying? For the right person. But like other than that, no, Miss Preston Girl. You see, because you know, I just you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be talked too crazy. You know, I don't want to be headed home crying when my shift is over. You see, because how you didn't talk to me. You know, um, I don't want you to throw things at me, throw things at my head because I got it wrong. You know, like I just can imagine. I can only imagine. You know, um, it's just like certain positions, right? Like certain positions, you just know these people probably get talked to real crazy and treated real bad. And I would say a personal assistant, mm-mm, mm-mm. You see, Miss Preston Girl, because you probably gonna get talked to bad. You know what I'm saying? Behind like anything, any and everything, child. If you forget a prescription at home, that's your ass. You know, like it just, you see, too much pressure for me. Too much pressure. And like I said, I can only imagine. Like they probably get talked to the worst, treated the worst. Just some positions you just know ain't that fun. Like even being a driver probably ain't that fun unless you are always on point. But could you imagine if you ever have them late to catch a flight or late to a meeting? Depending on who you work for, they probably gonna talk to you crazy. You see? Or I take it a step further. Sometimes you probably could work for a celebrity, right? But you answer to somebody else. Kind of like Diddy, right? Diddy has a woman that works up under him. Her name is KK. Hey, good morning, Martin. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. I don't know if I could give my cash app. Like I need to ask somebody if I could give y'all my cash app. So shout out to that. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? It's free. But like Diddy got KK, right? A lady that works up under him. And so like you might not deal with Diddy. You might deal with KK. And like KK probably be talking crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? But almost like for Diddy. Because Diddy talking crazy to her. You know? Like I just, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like some positions will be a lot different, I feel like. You know? Like the maid. I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying? But like the maid. The maid and you know, a few others. You know what I'm saying? They job descriptions is probably easy as hell. Cause I ain't gotta deal with him like that. I just clean his fucking house and get the hell on. You see, Miss Press Girl? But like some of them ones, you know, like you know you gonna be talk crazy too, probably, and like, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, listen. It just is what it is. But I feel like everybody gotta be knowledgeable. You know, everybody. Not just you know, like these people gotta listen. I did it for the come up. You know, I did it because it was a job that like any just not know it that don't come around and roll around every day. I did it because I wanted to be in the industry. I did it because I stuck in there with Diddy because I put up with his stuff because she's gonna say because when he was happy I was safe. Okay. Okay, Miss Preston Carol, understood. But like I did it because Diddy was a hell of a contact. You know. I mean, because people was saying that she seemed like a social climber anyway. You know, so like if that's that, then say that. You know? Like she didn't know what the hell to say in court. And like that kind of ultimately, you know what I'm saying, bit her in her ass a little bit because she did a video. She did a birthday video to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And they showed the video. At first, it was this big deal about the video. Is we gonna show it or we're not gonna show it? Why y'all just not showing this video? Why y'all just not talking about this video? We just seen it, right? And so, long story short, the video wasn't even that long. It's probably like under 20 seconds or something like that. And she was just like giving Diddy a birthday shout out. Now, according to her, Diddy allegedly was inappropriate with her on his birthday. Okay, so I think, I don't know if I'm right 100%, but I think this video comes from that day. Okay, that particular birthday when he's supposed to have did that to her. Okay, I don't know though. I'm not sure. It could have been a whole different birthday though, so I'm not sure. But either way it goes, they like, why are you giving him a birthday shout out on your personal, social media account if this man did so much to you? And for the video to me, it gave almost like a cloud chasing moment. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, because she, in the video, she spoke about being like, I want to give a birthday shout out to one of my closest friends, and da 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 da. And like, and then at one point, it showed one point, she, at some point one day, she took a picture of Diddy getting some coffee for her. And she was like, kind of like, she was saying like something about him getting a latte. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, just chilling with my partner while he get me a latte. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what you doing today? Like, it's not every day that people get to hang out with Diddy, you know what I'm saying? And he get them a latte. Like, it's supposed to be the other way around. I work for you. Like, look at my boss doing something. So she like, to me, she like to flex. You know what I'm saying? A little bit like, yeah, what you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm working today. And look who my boss just happens to be. You know what I'm saying? Articulate that. Like, she should have just learned how to articulate that. Like, listen, I just was mesmerized with his money, his power. I wanted to be around it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like, just whatever, So I don't feel like she did a good job at expressing herself. I feel like she just had this one or these few couple of sayings, and she just wouldn't get off of them. You know what I'm saying? Like being brainwashed. Like, girl, you see, I just wanted to help her. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I just wanted to help her. I felt like she needed help. So shout out to that. Y'all hit the like button, okay? You know, but so that's that. And then another thing, I felt like, a lot of people kept saying that, reasons why they wanted to go back and work with Diddy, because they was on her head about that. Like, you still wanted your job. And then there's another thing too. He said, you got fired for drinking. She said no. He was just saying any old thing, it seemed like. If I got fired for drinking, like, first of all, don't you know what I got fired for? Like, you the attorney, you see? So, like, he was just saying any old kind of thing too towards the end. Just messing with this lady, just picking with this lady. But another thing too, a lot of them kept saying that, like, Diddy would threaten to make it where they can't work again, and blase, 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 right? And some of them would say it was hard for them to get a job. Like Capricorn, she testified that it was hard for her to get work. Okay? Period. After leaving Diddy. So that's why she wanted to keep going back. Let her tell it. I got a son. I don't have family. My mama gone, my daddy gone. And listen, I'm just not them ordinary people that John Legend was talking about, and I'm just not finna work no ordinary job. You see, Miss Presser Curl? So shout out to that. She kept it real. She kept it more real. She came out way more authentic. But let me just say this though, this lady Mia, she did get work though. She did find more work, y'all. She ended up working for Madonna after Diddy. Now, it wasn't long, and I wonder what happened with that. Because they asked her, how long did you work for Madonna? She worked for Madonna for 8 months, okay? Not even a year, so that's that. But it is what it is. They want to show that. They wanted to show that. Now, also, one thing, the last thing I want to say, though, is they did say that this lady had got some money, okay, from Diddy eventually. She sued and she got a little coin. Now, I want to know, what was that for? That's it. That's all I want to know. I want to know, what was it for? I did not catch what it was for. What she ended up getting? They say she tried to sue for they say she tried to sue for 10 million and ended up getting 200,000. You know, so that's interesting. But again, these people just be suing. That's another thing too. They just be suing. But I'm telling y'all now, Pooper Stars, because you know, like a lot of my audience, be going places. Okay, it just is what it is. Most of my audience, you know, vibe be the same as mine. You know, we go getters. We on a mission. We trying to do something great. You see, for our families or whatnot. You know, so a lot of us do be wanting to go into the entertainment industry. You know, it's just a well paying industry, but at the same time, I feel like we, you know, we what's the word I'm looking for? We owe it to each other, right? To be blessing each other game and just giving out information and like, yeah, just being as informing as we can be for one another, okay? It just is what it is, because at the end of the day, um there is a lot to be told. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to know, you know, and I feel like, you know, like that old saying, each one teach one, each one teach one, or something like that. You see, I just feel like if we sharing information that we can possibly help somebody from going through it, you know, save a life. I mean, it just is what it is, or help somebody out. Because at the end of the day, the industry it can be a tricky place. It can be a tricky place. You got to be ready. My executive producer and I was just talking yesterday. You know, we was talking about like being signed and all of that, right? And the truth of the matter is, if I was an artist, I wouldn't even want to sign. Yeah, that's how crazy life is right now. That's how, like, I feel like that's how crazy the music industry is right now too. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's again, it's a lot that we don't know, right? Like, people be getting messed over, okay? And I honestly think it's because a lot of people don't be talking. You know, like, like for instance, let's say I go to a doctor's office today and something bad happens to me and I never say nothing. I'll take it a step further. Let's say I go get a job today and something bad happens to me on that job. It could happen one time. It could happen every day. It can happen for 4 to 5 years straight. And I never say nothing. And I never tell nobody. Then guess what? Guess what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, everybody that comes and works for that job is going to experience what I experienced. You know? When I could have, it's possible, not always, but it's possible that I could have told somebody that could have changed their experience. It could have made it a little easier. It could have made it where they didn't go through it at all, you know? But like, ultimately, I could have helped somebody at the end of the day. I could have helped somebody. You know what I'm saying? But if I never said nothing, then they get to do it to the next person and the next person and the next person. You know, like, I just feel like people don't spread and share enough information that they need to spread and share. You know, it just is what it is. You know, because like I was saying, my show's executive producer and I, we was talking yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, if I was a music artist, I would not want to be signed. I wouldn't. I don't even think I would want half of the things that being signed seems to come with. You see, it comes with so much BS, it looks like, that I'd be like, the money ain't even worth it. You see, keep the money. Like, I don't want it. You know, I'd rather go the independent route. You see, if I just absolutely wanted to do music today, I'm talking about today and tomorrow, this is what I would do. You know, I mean, this is what it is. Like, the industry is crazy. You see, I feel like it's crazy. I feel like it's tricky. You know, and ultimately, it's information and it's knowledge. We gotta know it. We gotta know it. We gotta be informed. You see. But the truth of the matter is, man, people don't be. People don't be. We don't be. And that's how life works. When we cut off the information to others that we should be sharing, then it to me, it keeps us in this dark circle, this cycle that just leads to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the masses. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about for the people that's doing great and well and fine, Miss Prince Girl. Mm-mm. We're not talking about them. We talk about the people that is still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get somewhere, having a hard time, running into, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's hard to explain. But at the end of the day, though, yeah, um, we just be having to be ready. Hold on. Yeah, we just be having to be ready, because, like, man, listen, the unknown. If you ask me, it's the unknown. You see, that gets us in trouble. It is what it is. It's the unknown that gets us in trouble every time. So, like, we got to be sharing information. That's why I be getting on here and I be telling y'all. You see, I'm going to tell y'all what I know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be wanting to see y'all damaged. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't be wanting to see y'all damaged, or, you know, bad things that happen to other people keep happening. You know, I almost like being blackballed. That's crazy too. That's crazy in itself. Um, Being blackballed is crazy. It's sad. A lot of information we don't even have. We don't know. We do not be knowing. I was just saying yesterday, like, Rich Homie Quan was allegedly blackballed. We didn't know that. Like, we didn't know that. We had no clue. That's crazy too. To be blackballed is wild. You see? But I feel like it is I feel like it's I feel like it's one of those things that's swept under the rug, right? And not enough people are talking about it. So not enough people are talking about it. So a lot of people keep happening to a lot of people. You see, like, if you're not talking about it, then you're not informing people. And if people are not informed, then they're not aware that it can happen to them, or they're not aware when it's happening to them. Or, you know, they're not aware of what to avoid for it not to happen. You see? Child, and the truth of the matter is, it's so much money involved. Okay? Money, you got between people's money, their livelihoods, their talent. I just feel like it's one of those things that we can't be sitting around and being quiet about. You see, like it's one of them things that like y'all should be talking about. Y'all should be screaming it until the mountaintops. They're like, hey, you know. But it is what it is. Like it's one of them things. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things. And I take it a step further too. Before I get out of here, it's I just feel like I guess I don't know. I get like maybe it's them NDAs, you know, that be stopping people from talking. Now don't get it twisted though. I listen. I'm not. I wasn't born yesterday. You see, I consider myself a very educated woman. It just is what it is. Like I know that like you can tell somebody something right and they'll still do it anyway. I know that, but still, you know what I'm saying? The education is everything. The education and the information will be everything. Okay, so shout out to that. Y'all know I started my platform because I wanted to be able to get the education and the information out to the masses. Okay, it just is what it is. So shout out to that. And I want it to be a trustworthy site, you know, a trustworthy source, somebody that y'all can trust, that the information is legit, you know. So it is what it is. But like, yeah, I feel like that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be just, we can't be quiet. You know what I'm saying? When bad things happen, we can't be quiet, you know? Um, at the end of the day, we just can't be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And if you are gonna be quiet, like for instance, these people that was working around Diddy, at least start working on things. You see? Hey, Mr. Marvin. Hey, Mr. Marvin. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody who's watching. Okay. Period. Shout out to y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if y'all haven't already. But at the end of the day, yeah, you know, I hate when I take a second and read comments and stuff because I'll get threw off my rocker, you see. But at the end of the day, yeah, we should be talking to one another. Period. You know, like for instance, these people with Diddy. That's what I was gonna say. If you wasn't gonna, if you wasn't gonna talk about it, right? Because like I said, some of these people they were scared to tell on Diddy because they wanted to still be around Diddy. Okay. Well then, figure out the way you can help somebody still. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, you know, because I don't necessarily have all the answers, but it's like if I'm a personal assistant, right, and I'm being treated like crap, then why not? I could make all different types of programs for personal assistance. You know, whatever that looks like. It could be, I don't know, just different things in place to help them. You know, help them possibly not go through what I went through. Like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I made a mistake by signing an NDA. Don't sign an NDA. You know, or if this happens, maybe you can do this. Well, you know, like I don't know. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but again, um I feel like information, just the spreading of knowledge is how we help each other. It just is what it is. And like at the end of the day, we have to help each other. You know? We have to. We have to help each other. Cuz at the end of the day, when you really think about it, businesses help each other. You know what I'm saying? Even when they don't want to, if you ask me, they stand firm. They help each other. It's like the NFL, right? You see how they did, Colin? Like they all stood firm. They all helped each other in one way or another, you know, form a solution. And for them, the solution was to not let Colin Kaepernick come back and play in their league. You know, it just is what it is. Businesses help one another. They do. Believe it or not. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's almost like um going in an area, right? This is the truth, for real. This is the truth. It's almost like going in an area, right? And searching for an apartment, you know. And let's say you go to this particular part of town and you look into 4 apartments, you know, 4 apartments. You go in there, you say, hey, I want to rent. I'm thinking about being a renter here. How much is your rent for a 1 bedroom, right? um Out of all of them 4 apartments, guess what? They rent gonna be right around the same. You see, one of them might be $20 cheaper. One of them might be $10 cheaper. Hell, one of them might even be $1,000 cheaper. No, 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 no. That ain't gonna happen. I take that back. One of them might be 200 cheaper or something like that. But most of them, when I tell you most of them is going to be the same amount of money, like to me, that's sticking together. That's standing firm. That's saying that, hey, hey, no matter where you go, no matter where you turn, we got each other's back. You see? Yeah, let's talk about it. They want 1,400 for their rent. She want 1,350 for hers. He want 1,450 for his, and I'm charging 1,500 for mine. You see, it's like all around the same. Like what you see, like to me, I call that standing on business, sticking with each other, standing firm. You see, um. Because if it wasn't, y'all, this is the truth. If it wasn't, then why come, you can't go somewhere and this one is 1,500 a month, and then this one is 850, and then this one might be 600, and then theirs might be 2,000. You see, like it's like that 9 times out of 10, it's never gonna be like that. Everything is gonna be around the same. You see, it's no different than feeling like, do I want Whataburger or do I want Sonic today? It don't matter. Whichever one you get, they gonna make sure you gonna roughly spend about the same amount of money. You see, Whataburger ain't gonna be too much cheaper than Sonic, and Sonic ain't gonna be too much cheaper than Whataburger. They gonna make a decision where they gonna stand firm where you gonna have to spend about the same. Yeah. Same thing with us as a people. As a people, we got to start standing firm with each other. We got to start supporting each other. Like to me, we got to be just like these businesses, knowledgeable and spreading knowledge. However, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we can help each other. However, it don't matter, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it does not matter. If you feel like the information that you are harboring could be, what's the word I'm looking for? Helpful, then spread it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Spread it. Don't keep it to yourself. For real. Don't keep it to yourself. Because you help others. You know what I'm saying? And helping others is what it is. 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 Helping others is what it is. People be thinking they be doing something when they be like, oh, this is a secret. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is for me. This is all for my family. You know, to me it just makes it harder. It makes it harder on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And to me it makes these businesses thrive. And us as a people, we still be looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Us as a people. It's about us as a people, you know? And like to me, us as a people should be thriving. If we not all thriving, then like what we doing? You know, what are we doing? You got some people who think it's cute that like I drive this, I drive that, I'm making this, I'm making that, and you're on the level that you're on, which is levels and levels and levels up under me. You got some people that think that's cute. You got some people that think that's cute. Like me, on the other hand, I don't think that's cute. You know, I wouldn't say I think that's cute. And I'll take it a step further. Like I'm the type of person I want to go into business to help other people. You know what I'm saying? So like when I open up a business, I want to open up a business because it's going to help me and mine, and it's also going to help them and theirs. You see? Um so when I open up a business, I don't want you to just come in um what am I thinking? I don't want you to come in with the mindset of just a worker. You know, that's cool if that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'd rather you come in as the mindset of somebody who either wants to run it for me one day, like run it, you know what I'm saying, and make good money running it, or either you want to learn everything you can learn from me to get your own. See, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at you like competition. You know, I look at you like somebody that I want to help. You see, there's a difference. Like, there's a difference. So, like, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid for you to go and get your own and then run off and be competition, because that's how I am. You see? Like that's how I am. When I see people doing stuff, I be like, what did it take to get there? I don't want to be up under you. You see? No, Miss Preston Curl. I want to see what it took for you to get there so I can get my own, because I'm a boss too. You know, I'm a boss too. I want to be on vacation too. I don't want to be on my phone arguing with you about if I cannot and when I can go. Bitch, I'm taking vacation too. You see? And so, like, that's the thing. You know, I just feel like in the world, people are so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody really shares enough knowledge, you know, with each other. And, you know, it's sad. It's sad. But I feel like the only way we gonna get somewhere for real, the only way we gonna get somewhere for real, as a people is if we start helping each other. That's the truth of the matter. We have to help each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. That's why I don't know how to explain it, but that's why I'ma get up here and I'ma always talk that talk with my people. It just is what it is. And when it comes to knowledge, you know, what I know, I'm going to share it. I'm going to tell it. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm going to share it and I'm going to tell it. I'm not into gatekeeping. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Gatekeeping is not my thing. It's not. You know? Um, I know a lot of people reach the top gatekeeping, but like, yeah. I feel like as far as me and my journey goes, it ain't gonna take that for me. I ain't gotta do that. I ain't gotta gatekeep nothing. You see? And I'm still gonna be okay. God is going to continue to bless me. You see, what's for me is for me. That's why I don't care. You see, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know, most people get intimidated when they see somebody trying to do what they doing. For me, I usually don't care. Now I can honestly say sometimes some stuff can be annoying. Like if I tell you I want to open up a cookie shop, but I don't have the money yet, but like me and you are close. We close, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might be annoyed if you run off and go open up a cookie shop. I ain't gonna lie, I might be a little annoyed because it's like, dang, you know, that was my idea. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around ear hustling, and you ain't even got your own, like, that might annoy me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't like, you know, other than that, I don't care. You know, I don't be caring like that. I can honestly say though, I do hate when people steal my ideas though. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it real on that, you know? Like, I gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Don't steal my idea. You know what I'm saying? And then run off with it. Like that's about the only thing that will annoy me. You know, other than that, like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty chill, you know, because I do realize what's for me is gonna be for me, you know. But at the end of the day, I know this is politicking hour. You see, this is when we politic. It is what it is. Like we get things up off our chest that we normally wouldn't talk about during our other show segments. And like, yeah, I'm just politicking with my audience, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just letting y'all get to know me a little bit. It is what it is. But yeah. Now if you say, hey, listen, if you came at me like this, if you was to say, hey Shay, you know, Shay Renee, I was listening to your idea about starting a cookie shop, and I didn't necessarily want to just steal it from up under you. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So is there like, do you want to go, like, do you want to come into business with me, or um do you want to be a silent investor, or, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? I really rather you come at me like that or something like that. That's way more better than just stealing somebody's idea. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But like, at the end of the day, if I'm sitting right here, I don't know, doing flower arrangements, because I just realized I like that. I like putting flower arrangements together. They're so fun to me, and they come out so beautiful. Like if I had a part-time job, I wouldn't mind doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like being a florist or something like that, because I like that. I just said what it is. I like that. So if I'm sitting here doing flower arrangements and then you come sit down next to me and start doing flower arrangements, that is not gonna ruffle my feathers. You see? I guess I'm just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see what you can do, Miss Preston Curl. Like, I'm excited to watch you work, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, when the people come with new podcasts and the new YouTuber, and I used to be like, oh, God, everybody starting podcasts. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It used to be just like a little, like, oh, like, But for the most part, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's like, great. You know, you found what you wanted to do. I mean, it just is what it is. The only time I really, really view it as annoying is when, like, excuse me, when people who already have money, if that makes sense. So, like, let me see. Anybody you could think of. Celebrities. When celebrities get YouTubes, I be annoyed with them a little bit. Because I be like, ugh, here y'all come. You see? But like now I realize it's just I get it. It's just an extra bag for them. It is what it is. But at first, for me, this is before I started YouTube. It was just a little annoying because it's like, here y'all come, like, knocking these people that are putting in work, doing everything they can, you know what I'm saying, to make their channels pop, right? And then here you come as a celebrity just getting big views. Like, that was annoying to me. I ain't gonna lie, that was annoying to me because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be a celebrity, right? You supposed to been and jumped over YouTube 1,000 times. You supposed to be making big money. Not saying that people don't make good money on YouTube, but I'm saying, like, you jumped over YouTube. Yeah, that's what you did, Miss Preston Curl. Like, you went, because we all know, BT is a bigger network. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff. So here you come. You're a reality TV girl. You done been on TV. And now you on YouTube. You need a YouTube check. Like, that's how I used to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But now I don't care. Like, truth be told, y'all, I don't care what nobody else is doing. You see? And for the most part, I'm supportive. You know? So it is what it is. I feel like the only way we're going to get somewhere is when we start helping each other. And when I say we, I mean people who look like me. Okay? And I mean people who just, like, wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. You see? Miss Hawkins. Yeah. Us. You know? It just is what it is. I feel like the only way that we gonna get ahead is to start helping each other. Period. Point blank. We got to help each other and we got to share what we know. You know, it just is what it is. We got to tell each other. You see? Hey, such and such is doing such and such. Or just whatever it is that could help each other out. It is what it is. We got to start doing that. So shout out to that. I didn't mean to go long on it, but it is what it is. Child, we ain't got long. Oh my God, I can't believe 8:15 then came. 8:15 then came. Court has already started, y'all. That's crazy. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. I'm not gonna quit doing that. You know? And it is what it is, but like these trials, baby, they be taking my energy. It just is what it is. They gonna take some energy. These trials take energy and they take time. But again, on the stand right now, it's supposed to be Sylvia Oken. All right. I'm gonna go listen to Sylvia, see what Sylvia talking about. I told y'all it's supposed to be one other person coming to testify under Jane. People don't know if it's KK. Diddy's right-hand woman. They don't know if it's either her. They don't know if KK gonna testify on the defense side. Listen, 4 more weeks. We got 4 more weeks still of this Diddy trial. And like, y'all know I'm on it. You see, I'm so on it. Like Lil Wayne said. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna come back later on. I'm not sure what time. Y'all, please bear with me, okay? Kids is out of school. It's summertime hours. Y'all know me. You know, I like it quiet. I like it quiet. You see, at the end of the day, I can stand a little noise, but I'm not finna do no show where it's like sounding like I'm sitting in the playground. You see, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. For my audience sake. I don't see how y'all could. It is what it is, okay? So y'all know I got little ones. It is what it is. They out of school for the summertime. So bear with me. I'm pumping out the videos when I can, as much as I can. Y'all stay locked in though, okay? Stay, like Craig say, come back. You see? Yeah. Cause I ain't playing. I just ain't playing. So anyway, I will see y'all later on sometime today. I'm not sure when. Don't forget to keep it real, all right, with yourselves first. All right. And I'll see y'all when I get back. I love you all. And I especially love y'all for loving me. Don't forget to hit that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see y'all on my next video.